Joining us live now from the RFS headquarters is Commissioner Shane Fitzsimmons. Shane, thank you for your time. How are conditions tracking this afternoon?
Yes, good morning, Annalise. Look, the weather conditions appear to be unravelling as was predicted. We've got 4 fires that have been increased to the watch and act alert level, and that's indicative of increasing fire behaviour, but at this stage they're not posing any threat to anyone or anything in particular. So we've obviously got some increasing fire activity, predominantly down through that Tumut, Kosciuszko region, down in the southern slopes area of New South Wales. We've still got a long way to go though, Annalise, so we're still expecting the temperatures to get up into the high 30s, the low 40s right across these areas. The winds are expected to strengthen up out of the northwest, west-northwest this afternoon, 35, 55, gusting 60 to 70. But what we are focused on and anticipating is the impact of the blustery southerly that's going to move through, and the southwesterly through more inland areas and the southerly along the coast, which won't be until much later this afternoon.
So what does this mean for people in that region? Should they be looking to leave now?
Oh, look, the message was we wanted them to leave earlier today. So particularly in those maps that we produced where we saw the potential for spread of these fires today under these conditions. So the predictions identified there was potential for these fires to spread in a number of areas. We've mapped those and we've published those on our website and our social media platforms. We loosely called the red zones. We just didn't want people in those red zones today because that's where we've got the real potential for fires to spread. So hopefully those that are in those red zones have already left and have gone to safer places nearby, which are also identified on the map.
Hopefully they have heeded those warnings. Are you expecting conditions to ease up tomorrow, or should we still be on high alert?
We're certainly expecting to see a reprieve in the conditions, Annalise, and we are expecting to see more mild conditions. Having said that, we're still not getting any meaningful moisture, so we're going to see dry conditions again tomorrow, lower temperatures, lower strengths in the winds, but they'll still be breezy and they'll still be dry. So depending on what happens late this afternoon and certainly into tonight with some of this southerly change, we're going to be more benign weather-wise, but we need people to remain vigilant because we've got such a very dry landscape and we've got lots of fire burning across large tracts of the countryside.
What kind of work are the Army helping with on the ground? Is it helping with some reprieve for firefighters who would be really fatigued at this point in the bushfire season?
Yeah, so it's not just the Army. We've got the ADF, all the different arms of the ADF working with us, and I bumped into some of them yesterday. So they're doing everything from logistics, welfare support, right through to specialist operations with aircraft. We've got machinery on the ground. We've got medical teams. There's a whole raft of things that are being well and truly integrated into state-based resources, contracted resources, the fire and emergency services. So everyone is doing their part in this very cohesive and coordinated firefighting and fire response and recovery effort.
And just finally, this discussion's continuing today about whether there should be a royal commission into these bushfires. The Prime Minister raised it on a phone hookup with his government MPs. Is this something that you think would help, wouldn't help?
Oh, look, there's no doubt, as the Premier indicated this morning, in New South Wales, we will, as you would expect us to do, we do it after every season anyway, undertake comprehensive reviews, but this season, given the magnitude and the scale of it and the unprecedented nature, of course we will do a very high-level, high-reaching, I should say, independent review into the operations, and of course I would expect the Commonwealth to do something, but that's ultimately a matter for the Commonwealth. So we owe it to everybody. We owe it to those that have been affected. We owe it to those that have lost property, that have lost livelihoods, and most importantly, we owe it to those that have lost loved ones to make sure we reflect on this season, the preparations, the actions, the integrations. We will need to ensure that we learn all lessons available out of this extraordinary season so we can ready ourselves and prepare ourselves not just for the years ahead, but we need to get ready for the next fire season, which before we know it will only be a matter of months away.
RFS Commissioner Shane Fitzsimmons, thank you for your time.